the voice of real America.
That's what I'm talking about.
The America that likes guns, guts, and giving wussies the finger. Blaine County Radio, home of the Patriot. Talk radio for the rest of us. People that earn an honest living. Instead of taxing people to death from their ivory towers. 96.5 FM, Blaine County Radio. Beyond Insemination, the show hosted by two-time Southwestern tractor pulling finalist, amateur rodeo star, and animal husbandry innovator and expert, Dwayne Earl.
All right. We're back with another episode of Beyond Insemination. Welcome one, welcome all. You're listening to the show about BBQ, britches, mud bogging, and bitches. Your weekly journey into semen, sawdust, and savoring the good things in life. Life, death, and reproductive services down on the farm. Okay. Let's get some music playing here. Jesus, assault rock. I need some assault rock. Hell yes. You know, sometimes I just want a woman to hit me. Treat me like the man I am, a piece of angry garbage. And then when we're done fighting, I will hop on a motorcycle and I will pop a wheelie right there in the driveway. Just burn out, skid all over the goddamn place. Hell yes! And she'll stand there crying, and then she'll forgive me. We'll have another baby, and she'll make the breakfast. That's the stuff that makes us great. Grease, girls, and grits. All right, the phones are already lit up here. You people just can't wait to get stuck in. Let's go to line 4. Mr. Chuck, you're on the show. How can we go beyond insemination together?
Yeah, hey, Dwayne. I'm a big fan of the show, by the way, but first-time caller. I wanted to thank you for your bass fishing advice. You know, you're right. Dynamite is much easier than all that sitting around with a pole, going mad, staring at tiny ripples, wondering if everyone really hates you, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm calling about the kids these days and the way they dress. Oh, man, my boy, he wears a skirt. Got breast implants, wears a little lip gloss. What do you think, Dwayne? I don't think that's right.
Thanks, Chuck. I'm with you. I mean, platonically speaking, of course. I've about had it with gender fluidity. For reals. Seriously. For real, seriously. Men is men and girls is ladies. And there ain't no point in telling me different. I mean, it's getting to where boys have bigger titties than a woman. I know I do. It's gotta stop. I'll tell you what really sets me off. Oh, let me tell you. Me and the boys will be having a great afternoon, couple of cases of lager light, some steaks on the grill, and jumping on four-wheelers and shooting assault rifles and playing on the trampolines and wrestling in a muddy hole with our tops off. You know, typical good time shit. Now to the corner of my periphery, I see these fruity fellows riding bicycles. City boys coming out to the country with their brightly colored jerseys and fruity hats and tight shorts. I don't want to see your Johnson. We ain't friends. And they ride bicycles with tap shoes on. Fucking tap shoes. Just in case they need to jump off and sing a show tune. What in the hell is that all about? Well, I ain't whistling Dixie. I can tell you that because nobody likes a whistler. Creepy bastards. Whistlers. Next caller. Inseminate me. No, that's wrong. Speaketh to me.
Hey there, Dwayne. My name's Mike, a big fan.
I do not care about no names, boy. You state your business and I will do the pontificating, sir.
Anyway, my kid is real good at sports, football and that. I think he's going to get a scholarship. He hits real good, like one of them crackheads you read about them picking up north. But my wife won't let him play because his grades are low on account of him getting his girlfriend pregnant. Not my wife. My wife can't get pregnant no more. Uterus is ravaged like the projects. Anyway, I need that boy to make a lot of money by going pro so that I can get a new bass boat. What am I gonna do, Dwayne? I can't stop crying.
Brother, I share your pain. Let it go. Let those tears go. Let it all flow out your eyeballs, down to your cheeks. I love you, my brother. I love you. You're better than this. You are better than this, sir. Reach deep inside of yourself and just pinch it off. Don't you die on me. Don't you die on me. And that's enough. My friend, your woman has already gone feral. I was a 5th grade soccer coach once. Do not ask. It was a bad time of my life. I know. And you're right. It's not even a real goddamn sport. No one ever got that brain damage, but I did my best. Yes, I did. It was hard, but we made some progress. I taught those kids to be number one, what it takes to get to the top, what steroids to take. Gave them the same as I give my beef herd. How to gamble on sports, how to snap another kid's Achilles tendon behind the referee's back so he never walks right again. Stuff winners got to do to get the job done. How to cover up the smell of marijuana by blowing through a toilet paper roll with dry sheets stuffed inside. How to leave a woman. I taught each of those boys the facts of life and how it is never about the woman's pleasure. Never. Absolutely never about that woman's pleasure. Parents won't tell you the truth, but a man with a beer in his hand will. And the fact is, you do whatever it takes to win. If that wife of yours don't want to understand, don't want to let the boy play some goddamn football, then she's got to go, Mike. Mike, are you with me? You there, son?
I'm here, Dwayne.
Hear the words that I'm saying. She's got to go, Mike.
I know, Dwayne. I'll speak to a lawyer.
Lawyer? Fancy talk. I recommend drowning, Mike. Real men don't use lawyers. Show your boy what it means to be a man. Press her under the surface of the fluids. Mike, please.
Okay. Love the show, thanks.
Thank you, son. Now we call this show Beyond Insemination because it's about what men like to do besides working on the farm. It's about what we were meant to do. Man against nature. I am highly skilled at the art of noodling in a beaver dam. I do not like the animals that consider themselves engineers. I like plant-eating herbivores you can fatten up, give a loving name to, then callously kill and cook like a civilized man. Back to beavers. I once stuck my arm in a dam, and 4 or 5 of them, an entire family, in fact, of beavers, bit into my arm. Got every last one of them on the grill that night and a couple of new hats. For the record, I also do not like fire ants, as it is unreasonable to have a social structure of a bunch of neutered men acting as slaves for a woman. Outside of a modern city, of course, where it appears to be mandatory. They call them places offices. I will not sit in a cubicle like a veal calf while a woman shouts at me about making personal calls until I die. Caller, you are on the show. To whom am I speaking?
Hey there, Dwayne. The name's Charlie. Hope all's going well with your divorce.
No, Migo. It is in fact crappy as crappy could be. As I said, avoid lawyers at all costs. Now continue.
Well, yeah, my best friend died in a combine accident, and he left me a few head of cattle, but I ain't no farmer, so question is, how do I know if a female cow is in heat? They don't talk or nothing, they just moo.
Oh, Charlie, that's simple. You have come to the right place, as I am an expert on estrus. What you gotta do is look for behavioral signs such as incessant mooing, but most of all, she will exhibit more vigorous interaction with other females, putting her chin on the rump of another cow and...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, keep going. Tell me about that dirty heifer.
God damn it. You are sitting there with a hot laptop on your sweaty thighs doing an image search for heifers, aren't you? Jesus. I'm tired of you sickos calling up and ruining my otherwise flawless broadcasting flow. This is a civilized show for civilized people, discussing a variety of topics relating and beyond insemination. Why, oh why does this subject matter attract such a variety of perverts, creeps, and weirdos? It is quite beyond me. Now, don't get me wrong, I like a good time. I've been known to participate in a pheromone party where you do not shave or bathe for 1 week and then partake in moonshine and speed with a group of other like-minded individuals in a hot tub. It is hell on the other side of that party, but it is worth the ride. But that does not mean I find calling up a radio program about royal affairs and pleasuring myself while perusing the heifer section of the information superhighway an acceptable form of behavior. Is that clear? Charlie, you pervert, is that clear?
Yes.
Are we straight, son?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now you take care, you hear?
Thank you, sir.
I am lost for words. Next caller.
Hi there, Dwayne. My name is Susan. I'm calling from Sandy Shores. I really like what you said about how animals have babies and then they abandon them and then they go find another mate. Oh, that just touched me. That made me cry. It reminded me when I left little Mary Sue outside the Up and Atom restaurant. I was tired of all her crying and carrying on anyway. Because I just hooked up with a guy I just met named Francis.
Oh, well, good on you, Susan. Though I am not a fan of names that can apply to a man or a woman, unisexury has neutered our society. No man should be named Francis or Alex or Jamie or, God forbid, Casey. But anyway, I'm so glad we inspired you. That's evolved thinking right there. See, we do believe in evolution in the right situation. For the record, not me, nor no one in my family was ever no monkey. Nor have they been with a monkey, not ever, not even at the zoo, nor pretty much any animal, aside from the usual ones we all practice on. There, that's cleared up. Science and truth can exist together, you see. We can learn a lot from nature. You know how a mama puppy cleans up after a litter by eating their waste? Well, my mama ate all her boys' poop till we were 5. It was unconventional, but it sure made us the people we are today. Social services said this had something to do with the lab her and my daddy had cooking up toilet cleaner, but I would disagree ferociously. I would even go as far as to challenge you to a knife fight. You want to come and talk some shit like that, we will tie our wrists together and solve this in the time-honored way. That's my mama you're speaking about. You take that back, you hear me? That's my mama! Get off my phone and get off my show! Disrespecting a man's mama like that. Now then, changing tack for one special moment. Well, we all know that part of being a man is heeding the call of nature to kill it and serve it grilled to members of your family and or tribe. I've been hunting since I was a small boy, and I can in fact track more than 16 different species of ruminant animal. While our olfactory senses have been dulled as hell by so-called civilization, in nature, all they got is smell. I know how to simulate the odor of any species. I rub the pheromones all over my member. Trust me, when you have a young fawn experiencing his first adolescent flush of sexual awakening, run out of the woods filled with a yearning it scarcely understands, well, it really is something special when you grab it by the neck and strangle the life out of it. As his terrified eyes look up at you, it suddenly realizes, hey, you ain't my mom, and you sure as shit ain't some young stag gonna gently educate in the ways of the birds and the bees. And in this way, you two really share a special moment as terror takes hold of its central nervous system, and you put the creature out of its misery. You ever have deer sushi? A little rice and wasabi and some fine loin meat, all served up on my stepdaughter just like they do in Asia. I am particularly interested in visiting Asia. I've always been kind to the Asiatic cultures. I've always enjoyed them, from kung fu to martial arts and fucking throwing stars. I would really love to see Thailand, though. Somebody say ping pong? Just saying, not judging. Ain't my way. Johnny, you are on the show. How can we inseminate you?
Hey there, Dwayne. Big fan. Love the show. I love how it's educational and funny. I tell you what, if you'd been one of my teachers, I'd have spent longer in school. I'd have learned something useful. As it is, I'm a trucker on the weekends.
Oh, really? What you hauling, Johnny?
Hell, pollution. From a big leak they hushed up. Pays triple and I need the money. Anyway, my boy's serving overseas.
Oh, Marines.
Nah.
Navy?
No, he's serving a sentence overseas in Burma. Those bastards put him away for being an entrepreneur. He's a patriot. He got in trouble here in Blaine County, and then, hell, he went and outsourced himself.
There we go. See, that is an enlightening and instructive tale of the dangers of excessive travel. Multiculturalism is heathenism. If God had wanted us to commingle, he would have invented a land of opportunity where we could migrate and create a glorious monoculture. But that ain't happening, 'cause it ain't right. I will think of your boy when I am down on one knee tonight practicing karate. I practice it every night, in case I ever come across a rundown roadside bar in a corrupt small town that needs a Zen Buddhist for a bouncer, just like in the movies. Now let us talk about school. I learned everything I need to know about life and everything beyond insemination by working outside with my hands. Now I would not propose that you should therefore abscond from the American education system, but let's be honest, book learning ain't ever done no one any favors. You know, the other day when I was shearing sheep, I had a young ewe pinned to the ground, bawling in terror as I took the wool clean off it. And I began to wander and drift and daydream beyond the depilatory tasks relating to this quadrupedal ruminant. I began to think about children. And it's a scary world that we are bringing children into through the machinations of our loins. We have pledged to protect them. But at times, a demonstration of force is undoubtedly necessary, as is often the case with your mate. My daddy once got so mad at me for back-talking that he pushed my head down on a table saw, scared the crap out of me. Once the scars healed, I thanked him afterwards, because it made me into the man I am today. A man with 5 four-wheelers, 3 personal watercrafts, including a bass boat, a fine collection of weaponry, a fish tank big as a car in my bedroom, nothing but black sheets on my bed, and a pull chain next to my mattress that summons a manservant to bring me another lager light. That's what success and a good work ethic can get you. And of course, a top-ranking nationally syndicated multi-award winning radio show. Speaking of which, this has been Beyond Insemination. We didn't get to this week's romantic interlude with Big Dwayne, but trust me, we will. Be good, cook until it hurts, and fight artificial insemination as it is unnatural and blasphemy. Until next time, I'm Dwayne Earl, and you are not.
This has been Beyond Insemination. You have been inseminated. Blaine County Radio, home of shows like Beyond Insemination,
Your weekly journey into semen, sawdust, and savoring the good things in life.
Tractor Madness,
Hey, come on, let's get this shit going.
Heart-to-Heart Surgery, Rodeo and Rehab, and rebroadcasts of some of our more colorful citizens.
I, Ronald Jakowski, say screw your gates.
96.5 FM, Blaine County Radio. Heritage, not hate.
Hey, come on.
Well, some hate,
There we go.
but only at liberals. 96.5 FM, Blaine County Radio. Coming up next, it's Blaine County Radio Community Hour and a rebroadcast of the podcast by Ronald Jakowski.
The missiles are airborne. America, you have 6 minutes before you are annihilated.
The dead have risen and are feasting on living humans. We're at the scene. Do you have ED? Why secret government experiments have already made you impotent.
Chilling words, of course, but something that you will probably hear soon, or would if it wasn't being kept secret from us by the lamestream media and all the other gatekeepers. Well, today on Blaine County Radio Community Hour, I, Ronald Jakowski, say screw your gates. I will show you how close we are to death by robopocalypse and how little freedom we really have. Open your ears, people! Thanks to the collapse in media advertising, local stations such as this have eliminated their staffs and allowed volunteer truth seekers like me to finally be heard. Shit, where's that sound effect button? I'm the one to tell you the truth. There will be no more lies. In today's show, we'll look at the drug trade, at private security, at breasts, at prepper roadkill recipes, and the Soviet-style purge of this state that is coming. At the alien Lord Zaffo and how his reign on Earth led to the development of human agriculture, and at food additives. Yellow f***ing number 5. Do I need to say more? Yellow f***ing number 5. President Joe H. Lawton probably snorts rows of the stuff with his father and grandfather. These are some serious Illuminatis, along with lots of other people. And who gives a rat's ass about the space station? What are they doing up there? Growing genetically modified wheatgrass in space and having taxpayer-funded zero-G swinger parties? All paid for by borrowing money from mega banks? The mega bank occupation is here. There's a bank and a drugstore on every corner, so you can get indebted for life by borrowing money. Walk next door and you buy drugs to numb your pain. That's the country we've let them create. Thank you very much. Let's hear some of the messages people have left on the Truth Seeker hotline. Remember, you can leave a message for the show anytime at 273-555-0155.
Hi, Ron. My name's Jerry. I'm nervous, too. I listen to your podcast show thing here on the radio. I'm tired of this healthcare bullshit, too. Some liberal doctor gonna tell me I have diabetes? I call bullshit. Goddamn liar. I eat what I want, motherfucker. Just like my great-grandpappy. He was in the Donner Party. Now that's some American ingenuity right there.
Exactly, Jerry. These Beltway circle jerks aren't going to get away with what they're doing. Like you, I'm really worried about civilization. If people are actually going to take health advice from the government, then they deserve what they get. Next message.
Hey, thanks for all that you do for the war on our minds, Ron. I love your show. We gotta fight this conservative plot to return America to a pre-industrial state in which a few corporations own everything. Seriously, I mean, thanks to Big Pharma, all my children are crippled from vaccines.
They're crippled because you drink and drive.
Woman, I'm calling into a radio show. Shut your trap. It's the vaccines. I know it. We all know, it's common knowledge, polio's like a snake bite. Once you catch it, you just suck out the poison. People in wheelchairs are quitters. Anyway, Ron, let me know how to carry on the fight.
Well, vaccines might have blinded your children, but it turns out Mother was right after all. Masturbating will make you go blind, at least to your own self-loathing for 60 seconds. And if you take enough of those mollusc pills, you can go blind forever. Speaking of blindness, here's another sensory overload. Smell. I just read this online. Did you know you can defecate in a jar, ferment it for 2 weeks in the sun, and then get high off the vapors? The circle of life goes in your mouth, out your ass, and back in again. Especially if you're smoking toilet cleaner. This is the unfortunate story of America today. A peace-loving, respectable place where your friends steal your wife and then you lose everything trying to be a nice guy. And then you wind up in a trailer in the desert all alone. And your drug-dealing neighbor takes you under his wing and life goes really wacko. But there's also a dark side. Red f***ing alert! Listen, if you legally own, I don't know, say 400 or 500 guns, and you meet another law-abiding citizen in the desert and you sell those guns, which are your property, to them for entirely legitimate reasons, as is your constitutional right, the government will send a drone to spy on you. It's unbelievable. Well, we all know if you corner a mammal, it will fight back. Except chinchillas or lemmings or a few others that just lay down like a pussy. But trust me, I'm not a pussy. I am working on drone jamming technology. You ain't spying on me. I mean, this is a dark place run by aliens looking to suck the blood out of your veins, enabled by do-gooders who are looking to steal the guns from your home. And trust me, it's all part of a Judeo-Christian Muslim plot to make their religion seem overly important so people don't ask the real questions about what it all means. I've said it before and I will say it again. Open your ears. And if you want an open your ear t-shirt, then send me a text. Next message left on the line was from this guy.
Hey, I really like watching people die.
Thanks for calling. I tell you what. People say I'm nervous and paranoid, but I'm not. I'm not, dear listeners. Because I'm not nervous, I'm fearful, and I'm not paranoid because this stuff is true. There is a whole secret world that is kept hidden from us that makes everything make sense, and I understand it, more or less. And it's my mission to help you understand it too. You see, my buddy, my friend, my mentor in my new life, we'll just call him Philip. Philip Trevors. Yes, his name's Philip. Well, my friend Philip, he's such a guy, a man. I really want to get him on my next show, but man, he doesn't want to. He even left this message.
Ron, you there? You better not put me on your show, you fucking prick, or I'll drink the blood from your still pumping veins.
What a guy. Anyway, he thinks it's not true. Thinks I'm paranoid, but he's wrong. And that's the thing. Smart people, the most brilliant people, like Philip Trevor, whatever, they don't get it. They don't get it, and that's the point. Big science and big pharma, that's how the whole house of cards works. They've tricked the clever people into actually believing their nonsense. It's the genius of the thing. Get the clever people and the stupid people will follow. Right? Wrong. I'm leading a stupid person fight back. One idiot at a time. Here's a message left for the show.
Hi, Ron. Your show is great. I listen when I'm out metal detecting. In case you don't know, metal detecting's hunting for metallic objects. You know, using a detector. I found all kinds of stuff, mostly made of metal. Once I found an expensive engagement ring, and I fantasized about the woman that wore it. What it'd be like to be with her, caress her, stick a knife in her throat, you know, just like a real wife. You can find a lot of clues to conspiracies with a metal detector, like the one about bees being gay. Anyway, what do you think, Ron? Love the show. I'll hang up now.
Here's what I think. The bees have disappeared because they know that the shit is about to go down. You know how a horse gets nervous before you take a semen sample? So you have to talk real nice to it, rub its chin, and then grab his member and crank the life out of it. Now, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. That's the show Beyond Insemination, which is also on this channel. But what isn't on this channel until now, listeners, is the startling fact that in the ancient text of the Sumerians, they talk about the Anunnaki, lizard beings that descend from the sky. This is in Mesopotamia, which is modern-day Iraq. All those wars over there start to make sense now, huh? It's not about oil. It's about lizard people hiding among us. Here's what I know. You're a searcher. You seek truth. We won't be tricked. I'm leading a rebellion of the stupid people. A goddamn rebellion, man. A real one, because we're the last hope. For mankind, I mean. The smart people, the geniuses, they've already been taken. Zappo's got them. Big science has got them. Big pharma, big soy, big corn. These soy corn-holing assholes. Which takes us to our next listener who called in. Really interesting stuff.
Ron, I'm tired of soy. And I am definitely tired of soy sauce. I'm tired of soy latte drinking bitches. I went to a restaurant and some geisha has the audacity to hand me a hot towel. She thinks I should take a bath in front of everyone in the restaurant. It ain't decent. It's a fucking insult. And then she tries to give me some shit called edamame. Those are damn soybeans. You ain't fooling me. 10 of them little fuckers and they want to charge you $5. What do you think, Ron? That soy bullshit gave me man boobs. I've got my hands on them right now. I'm hanging up now. I'm getting all excited again.
Interesting. Big soy, big corn, or big con. They pulled this lie with contrails. They did it with contrails. Contrails only work on people with an IQ over 150. Cons! Like we're all idiotic convicts staring at lines in the sky. If preaching this truth is wrong, I don't want to be right. What they do is make you believe contrails don't work. It's genius. Listen, burn your computer right now. By my math, we've got less than 3 months left. Seriously. Either that or 30,000 years. It depends on the math. I used to be an accountant. Before I understood everything, I was like you, a drone being harvested. Not the kind of drone that vaporizes people from space. And somebody explained to me why we have the largest military budget in the world, bigger than all the other nations combined, but it's just a bunch of assholes playing with remote-controlled planes. They can work from home, harvesting innocent people. Well, no one is going to harvest me. I'm beyond harvesting. I don't eat any corn products at all. Not even sweet corn. But when they come, when they land in full, and come they will, because some of them are already here, man. They're already here. That terrifies me, and it should terrify the hell out of you. Hold on. Back to the Truth Seeker line.
Yeah, I did like you said on the last show. I've been doing them prepper Kegel exercises so I can store rations in my ass once the abduction comes, because we all know that in the prisons of Lord Zappo, only the truly prepared will survive. At this particular juncture, in my ass, I got a pound of rice, 2 energy bars, a commemorative plate, a tiny saw, a deck of cards, an itty-bitty radio, some loose change, a prophylactic, a masonry bit, a first aid kit, a nudie magazine, a carton of cigarettes, some chewing tobacco, a copy of my medical records, and a mammogram pillow. Because I'll be damned if I'm going to sleep on the cold, hard cell floor.
That's great work. Listeners, let me make one thing clear. I'm not paranoid. I'm not even delusional. This is Blaine County Community Radio, brought to you in association with Pill Farm, Buddy's Trucking, Larry's RV Sales of Blaine County, and U-Tool. Because blue-collar guys aren't geniuses, and neither are you. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Question: big corporations, harmless, greedy capitalists, or secret, sharing, obsessed communists? I'll let you be the judge. Listen to this thing I read last week. Shit. I wrote it down here somewhere. I read it online. Serious dark internet web shit. Big brains. Solar ecology, lunar infrared capitalism stuff. Oh yeah. And when I was growing up, we had 9 planets. Now it's 8. Where did the other one go? I mean, that is some shit when you can be the government and make a planet disappear. Where did they put it? And who's living there? Here's another fan of the show.
Ron, I think you're right. We're out of tune with the Earth. I've been on a mission to be like the ancient civilizations of South America. When you make a habit of having elaborate sexual rituals with virgins that die at the end, you get a whole new outlook on life. I'm a changed man. I've never felt better. I really like virgins.
Exactly. South America. When I was growing up, people in the South of America spoke English. But that goes to show you, it's about the dark antimatter of money and how the banks and politicians have been corrupted by the Illuminati in a totally different way to the way you imagine. Red alert, people! Banks aren't just about lending you money so you are a slave to the system. They actually enslave you by capturing your DNA at the very moment you open your account and then use that DNA to build a replicant of you that lives in the same house as the one you live in, only in cyberspace. And you have to keep leveling up and buying shit for your character. And that's the truth everyone ignores. There's a virtual me right now, somewhere. And I intend on finding him and killing him.
Ron, I've been wanting to call your show for a while and leave a message. What you said about doppelgangers is true. I have a doppelganger, and we have sex, and it's not remotely creepy or gay at all.
I wish you would have left her callback number, because I would have warned her. Listen to me, all you twins out there. It's an abomination. You have to kill your twin in their sleep, tonight, right now, immediately. And for that matter, kill the alien mother that spawned you. She's got a cloning factory in that DNA disaster of a womb. Back to banks and the alternative reality. They not only want you to default, but also sometimes they switch people for their own avatars. So the question becomes, of course, am I me or my own digital reflection? Sometimes when I drink, things get all pixely. It's pretty out there stuff, I know, but stick that in your garden, wind spinner, and blow it out your ass. Ha! In Brussels, they have a little boy who pees into a fountain and people drink it. No wonder the euro is such a mess. F***ing pee drinkers. And to think the courts called me creepy? Let's get back to this plot by the banks to use your DNA to build, entirely with your legal permission in documents you signed, a digital slave avatar of you. And that slave version will one day replace you, only it won't have free will at all. You know how they do it? I've said it 1,000 times. Memory foam. Here's a caller that agrees with me.
Yeah, hello? Yeah, it said wait for the beep, but anyway, what you said about memory foam on your last show, that scares the shit out of me. I got one of those memory foam beds. I think it's listening. When I black out, I bang a fat girl. And then she's not there the next day. But I know because there's a big dent there the next morning. That bed remembers. It's downloading my memories and my life every night while I sleep. Ron, I'm scared.
Memory foam. No wonder you're getting such a comfortable night's sleep, America. Wake up! Open your ears! We are going to drag those demon mattresses out into the square of every city and burn them. And those memories and spirits will be set free, like that movie about the Ark of the Covenant. Right, let's play another message we got on the high security, untraceable truth seeker podcast caller messaging system just yesterday. Here, listen to this. It's genius. Real genius. Really makes things clear about the way the dental profession is designed to let people implant heavy metals directly into your brain. Not to make you crazy, but so certain high-security government agencies can read your thoughts.
Hi, Ron. Big fan of the show. Real big fan. Look, I want to make things real clear about the way the dental profession is designed to let people implant heavy metals directly into your brain. Not to make you crazy, but so certain high-security government agencies can read your thoughts.
See? Here. Open your ears. Seriously. I heard there's a government facility somewhere in Blaine County that's developing a nerve toxin so powerful a single drop could turn the West Coast into a bunch of vapid asswipes who stare at the sun and have forgotten how to read. No, wait. That's my little joke. Stay on your toes, people, because someone is out to get you, and you're probably paying for the privilege. Remember, if you got something for me, Ron Jakowski, then call or email the show. Until next time, someone is reading your thoughts, so make sure they're scrambled.
Your number one station for news, talk, and farm reports. Blaine County Radio. They say never mix politics and religion, bleach and ammonia, or firearms, grain, alcohol, and family.
Are you about to get some ass whooping?
But we do it all right here. Blaine County Radio. Next on Blaine County Radio. The queen of casseroles, extreme couponing, and dishing out the political dirt. It's Bless Your Heart with Bobby June.
Hello. Oh my, you little angels. Look at you, just so wonderful. Thank you. And bless your heart.
Bless your heart. I love you, Bobby June.
Too. I do. Oh my, today we have a doozy of a show, a real doozy. Cooking, politics, homemaking, money-saving tips, sexual orientation correction, quilting. Honey, we have it all. We really, really do. Bless your heart, bless my heart, and bless us all. Now, firstly, we have a very special guest. First on Bless Your Heart. You know him from some of your favorite stunts and some classic movies, including Nighthawk 5, The Mainframe, and 18-Wheeler Death Race. Honey, he has fought terrorism, he's jumped off buildings, and now he's doing something real crazy. He's running for governor, y'all. Jock Cranley. Now that's coming up right in a bit. And then, straight from my mama's kitchen, a recipe for Lucky Dip ketchup and meatloaf with a ranch dressing dip. Featuring that thing that liberals have tried to colonize, but us moms know more about than they ever will. That's recycling, honey, as we get real creative with roadkill. Plus, we'll get into our extreme couponing section and show you how you can leave the store with 8 baskets of stuff you want and need, and that you'll only pay $5 for. It's gonna be amazing. It's like organized hoarding. You're welcome. All right, come on into the kitchen, y'all. Let's chat a bit. Come on. Now, Ricky, honey, tell the studio audience what they will be receiving for being part of today's show.
Every member of our audience today will be receiving the Bobby June Grease Lightning 3-minute rendering machine and deep fryer. Render an entire animal in a flesh and turn that fatty tissue into purified cooking fats like lard or tallow.
That's right. That's where I got this suet. And that, y'all, is the fat from around the internal organs of a cow. Now, it's very nutritional. It really is a treat. And ancient peoples prized it for its enhancing fertility. And my husband, Lord rest his soul, he swore by it. Of course, we had 5 babies because of it. I'm getting a hot flash just thinking about the passion that man exhibited after dining at either home or a fantastic all-you-can-eat buffet. I know y'all are going to enjoy that machine. You will. Now, to you folks at home, it's available in all mega stores and, of course, at my official home shopping show. You can make your family some tasty treats and spice up your whole sex life at the same time. I said that, y'all. I'm getting spicy at Bobby June. I am. Bless your hearts. Now, here's something I made. You want one, Ricky?
How could I resist Bobby June's legendary deep-fried margarine sticks, available in the frozen food section of your local warehouse club?
Dip them in ranch, or if you prefer something lighter, blue cheese. A great 4 o'clock snack when you're feeling the blahs or the blues or the blah blobs. Either way, it's going to get you going, Angel. Going to curb your cravings so you can get ready to make that dinner in a jiffy. You're welcome, bless your hearts. Now, here in the Bobby June test kitchen, we fry all kinds of things. Candy bars, butter sticks, cigarettes, onions, hairspray, pets. Honey, I deep fry my big toe. It tastes so good, I would. Now, we have had some mishaps, but it's all in the name of science. Ain't that right, girls? Think of the first person that deep fried a can of soda. I mean, they should win an award, honey. A true pioneer. Deep fried sprunk is so tasty on a hot day. And in this day and age, inventing such a fine culinary delight, you get strung up by the nutri-Nazis out there. Listen, I will not be lectured by you so-called experts. What do they know anyway? Speaking of experts, or ex-idiots as I call them, did y'all hear this? In Liberty City, they apparently want to tell you how big your soda can be. I know. I mean, how am I going to wash down an up-and-atom meal with a 12-ounce portion of soda? Honestly, that's impossible. But I will enjoy a 128-ounce Bobby June soda in a commemorative jug with each and every meal of the day.
Pick up your Bobby June 128-ounce commemorative soda jug at Up and Atom while supplies last.
I mean, let's be honest for a moment. Soda ain't the problem. Food ain't the problem. Genetically modified corn ain't the problem. Smoking ain't the problem. You tell me I can't smoke at a funeral? That's stressful. Stress is the killer, y'all. Don't make no mistake about it. Bless your hearts, all y'all's hearts. I am just so relaxed. Look at me.
You do look fantastic, Bobby June. You been on vacation? Maybe a cruise?
Oh, hush up, girl. You know it's my new line of Bobby June Bi-City-inspired tanning sprays.
Oh, yes. It looks fantastic and naturally orange. Bobby June Bi-City-inspired tanning sprays are available wherever tanning sprays are sold while supplies last.
Okay, no more of this. Let's get on with the show and on with the cooking. Okay, today we're gonna make ribs. Pickled braised gopher ribs with ranch dressing and a blue cheese dip combo. Slow cooked, y'all, till the meat is just falling off the bone. Now, I love me gopher ribs because they're tiny and you aren't gonna gain so much weight when you eat them. It is so good. One woman accused me of sorcery. Can you believe that? What an accusation. I mean, really? Me? Now, did y'all know that in some parts of the country, you can, in self-defense, shoot anyone you believe is using sorcery on you? Yeah, you gotta stand your ground, honey. Ain't no witch or warlock gonna tell me what to do. Now, speaking of standing your ground, here's a man that doesn't back down from a fight. He's moved from show business to the government like many great men before him. And he's rising up the ranks of politics in San Andreas by giving us policies we can all understand. Now, if we have anything to do with it, he's going to be our next governor. Please welcome the one, the only, Jock Cranley.
Hello. Bless your heart, Bobby June. You know something? Hey, folks, thanks.
Jock, get yourself in here in my kitchen. Bless your heart, Jock.
Wow, thanks. I love you too. Let me just tell you something real important, all of yous. Bobby June, I'm a big fan of your immunization fight. A big fan. Because I think we're all sick of government telling us how to live, where we can drive, what we can put into our bodies.
Ain't that the God's honest truth? Bless your heart. Finally, someone telling it like it is. It ain't government's place to tell us stuff, aside from the things that matter, like what marriage is, as if we didn't already know, and which human rights violating foreign dictators to turn a blind eye to in exchange for cheap oil.
Listen here. If there's one thing that matters to sensible Americans more than anything, it's gas prices. Even folks that can't afford a car and enjoy huffing the stuff tell me how important it is. I've been on a listening tour of the state.
I saw your bus. It looks real fun out there. Who were all them girls suntanning on the top? Those your nieces?
Yes. I'm about family, Bobby June. I've had 3 of them. Listen, I ain't a big believer in mumbo-jumbo or economics or any of that crap, pardon my French, but gas prices are the very basis of our economy here in San Andreas, which is why under my governing gubernatorialness, under me, we will ensure gas remains entirely untaxed. After all, I was always taught what is good for the goose is good for the gander.
Oh, that is so true. I mean, when I think of liberals, Jock, I remember what my mama said. Hey, even a stop clock is right twice a day.
You said it, Bobby June. We're turning the clock. Under me, I'm about jobs and I'm about families. I've had 3 families and I've learned from my mistakes. I think people know that about me. I've made some bad decisions, and now I'm ready to do good.
That's just so powerful. One of the things about me is I'm not a judgmental person. I don't judge people. Well, not white people. But you've got to learn from your mistakes.
Look, nobody's made more mistakes than me, Bobby, which is why I'm uniquely qualified to run the world's 6th largest economy. Hey, I know how to jump out of a burning building, and I give back to the community. As soon as I heard about so many people losing their homes in that storm in Liberty City, I flew out there for a special screening of my latest movie. It was to bring smiles and hope during the bleakest of times. Thanks to all that showed up, by the way, and with our cut of food and beverage concessions, it was a great positive event.
Bless your heart. So are you going to help me cook this here supper or what, Jock?
It would be my pleasure.
So let's get in here and let me grab some pots and pans and the fats and the salt and some butter. We're going to need a little brown sugar, some margarine, baked beans, pork rinds, marshmallows, barbecue sauce, of course. White sugar, white lightning, and the bacon. Hey, bacon's God's way of saying he loves us. Ain't that right? Listen, Jock, before we get started, now you mentioned it earlier, I'm really fired up about vaccines and immunization in this country. And I mean, these shots will give you a disease and wait for your body to just fight it out. It's horrible. Listen, we never got my stepson Randy shots, and he was just happy as a peach, living his life to the fullest right up to the end when he died naturally of polio at the age of 7. I swear he didn't regret it for a minute. He told me so on his deathbed. Mama, name a casserole after me. And I said, why, hell, of course, Randy, you sweet little angel. Bless your heart. And I did. I called it Cripple's Crock Pot.
Available in the frozen food section of your local supermarket while supplies last.
That sounds delicious.
Oh, honey, it is. It's one of my favorite recipes. Now, then we took little Randy's body outside and, all his little stuffed animals and everything that was about him and made a bonfire and roasted a pig and had a potluck supper with all our neighbors. Now, that's how you work through grief. By surrounding yourself with friends and family and plowing through it with peach schnapps and cocktail wieners, tater tot pie and soda pudding. Oh, comfort foods are for when you need comforting. That's why they call them comfort foods. If I'm mourning a polio-ridden stepchild, I ain't gonna cry into a salad, am I? No, I'm gonna rejoice the early passing of my dearest by making a big old batch of beef enchiladas that will shut down the blood to your brain and let you live in the moment like you just had a stroke.
You are so right, Bobby. And I have to say, these here hors d'oeuvres or oopers, d'oeuvres or appetizers are delightful.
Thank you, honey. I like to call them whores' ovaries. Tastes great at first, but then you realize everyone else has stuck their fingers in the pudding. Also, I can't say anything in French. The only good thing that ever came out of France was the pizza.
Ain't that the truth? Take back the Statue of Happiness. It's ugly. Got a face like a sour fish.
She's just in a bad mood, isn't she? Speaking of French people, Jock, I want to talk to you about what you will do about promiscuity in this country. On this show, we preach abstinence. If you don't want a bun in the oven, honey, stick it in the smoker.
I'm a big fan of sticking it in the smoker. Barbecue, tailgate parties, hell, I'd smoke anything. I teach my kids abstinence as well. My 16-year-old daughter will have her friends over to the pool, and I'll swim with them and play keep-away, splashing around, having fun, and I use that time to witness to them. I say, girls, this is a fantastic time in your life. You're all so beautiful and burgeoning into womanhood, and a couple of you have developed fine breasts, as I see, and several about to fall out of your swimming costume. But don't do anything stupid that could ruin your life. Boys, they are trouble. Save yourself for your husband. Bobby June, the important thing is that people learn about the decisions they are making in their own lives. And one decision we all gotta make is to stop letting immigrants ruin our economy. I mean, it just ain't right. You cannot get a job right now because foreigners have them. Well, America did not become the greatest country ever by letting foreigners in, and that's a fact. Listen, Bobby June. Listen, all of you. I am not a racist. I said some things, yeah, I did. That was a very long time ago. But there is a difference. If we want this country to be great again, we've got to start fighting wars we can win and stop fighting against crazy folk who ain't gonna give up, which is why I want us to think about invading Europe again. Seriously.
How do you mean?
Now, I ain't never been one for book learning, but I'm a big fan of history documentaries. And historical television shows us that America is at its finest when we invade Europe.
You know something? You're right.
Exactly. I mean, we've spent 50 years invading Asia and the Middle East, and it ain't right. Them folks don't want us. They're too different. They eat food that's a bunch of damn paste. So what I'm going to propose as governor of this state is that we plan a massive invasion force and go ahead and invade France. Because if there's one country we can beat in a goddamn arm wrestle, it's them limp-wristed, patronizing cheese monkeys. And I promise you this, if Great Britain wants to stand in our way, I'll tell you what, we'll invade them too. Make them start speaking English and everything. USA! Now, I've seen a lot of movies, and how often is the world threatened by a creepy British guy? It's never an American, not never. So I'm saying, if we're serious about fighting terror, and I know we are, we go straight to the source and invade Great Britain. Finish off what old George started back in 1770, whenever it was. USA! 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 That's how we're gonna win this war, Bobby June. That's how we can avenge them American lives, by killing every goddamn one of them bastards, pardon my French, because that's what love is all about.
Honey, they love you, Jock. Bless your heart. Hell, I'll vote for you. You got my vote.
Bobby June, let's talk about this election. It's really up to everybody to get out there and make a difference. You got to do everything in your power to make sure we win. This is not a socialist country, it's not. This is America. We're nationalists, national socialists, if you will, because our society is our nation. But trust me, this is the most important moment in American history. If we get this wrong, well, we're shit out of luck. Pardon my French.
How so?
Who's that?
My producer, Ricky, speaking out of turn again. Don't worry, she's just got a tan.
Oh, okay. Had me worried for a moment there. I'll tell you what, because this is it. They are trying to steal our country away. Lawton and all his cronies, all of them cronies in the Capitol. I'm against cronyism, which is why I'm supported by only big American companies who care about things that matter and don't want business bogged down by regulations. Like pension obligations, gone. Environmental concerns, great if we can afford them, but we can't, gone. Affirmative action, what do you think? Hey, coffee over there, what do you think?
It's Ricky.
Whatever. What do you think about affirmative action? Hey, you ain't a Lebanon, is you? I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it. Some of my best friends was Lebanons, but it's unnatural and a sin. So affirmative action is gone. Having to hire foreigners is gone. Making schools accept minorities is gone. Subsidizing education is gone. Heck, education will be gone. That's why you gotta vote. It's real change. Change we want. Change back. Because I'm all about families, and families need children at home.
Jock, I have to say, I loved your reality show where you were a police officer arresting people. That little boy sure was hollering when you hit him with that nightstick. You're real serious about crime. You beat the tar out of him.
These people ask for hope. I give them handcuffs. They need a father figure, and what better figure than someone beating and sodomizing them with a nightclub?
Well, watching you chase minorities with a police helicopter is a great night of family TV is what it is. You're speaking lots of sense, Jock, but all this politics has got me hungry. I reckon we should make some dessert together. What you think?
Well, I just love that.
All righty. Let's see, what do we need? Sugar, frosting, a few egg yolks, ice cream, bit more ice cream, peanut butter, graham crackers, red hots, non-dairy topping, sprinkles, peach schnapps, bit of bacon, my favorite, because he loves us. Full fat milk, heavy cream, cookie dough, and flour. All right, we're going to throw them all together. Quick whisk.
I love this already. What are we making?
No, this is it, honey. It's done. After a hard day of couponing, we need simple recipes, and this one is real simple. Ain't that right, girls? I call it sweet and sticky stock car shrapnel surprise, 'cause it's like a fiery accident of flavor in your mouth.
I love stock car racing. Finally, a sport that people like us can excel in and don't have some kid from the project showing off.
Try a spoonful, honey. It's delicious.
Oh, that could scare a gay man straight. It's fantastic.
I know, and it's healthy, too. Makes you smile. All right, Ricky, honey, come here. Have a taste. I know it's your favorite.
Oh, I can't, Bobby June. I'm watching my figure.
Excuse me. Listen, I got the so-called diabetes. Them doctors said my arteries was like cement. I've had 3 strokes, and I am fine because I don't worry. It's the worry that'll kill you. Come on, girl. Now, come. See, that ain't so bad, is it? Thanks for coming on the show, Jock, and we'll all vote for you in the election.
Bless your heart, Bobby June.
Bless your heart, Jock Cranley. Oh, you don't. Okay, our next guest is super exciting because she's a superstar. You've no doubt heard her songs. She's here to talk to us about adopting children from foreign countries and to sing her new song. Please welcome pop legend turned country western crooner, Samantha Muldoon. Girl, get in this kitchen right this minute.
Thank you. Oh, you are so great. Thank you. Oh, you look fantastic, Bobby June. You like my new accent?
Bless your heart, Samantha. I was wondering what that was. Well, my goodness, you look incredible in that dress. It's some kind of a designer dress.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Now, you've been on a mission, a crusade, really, to help children. It's incredible how many kids you've adopted from Africa. You are such a beautiful person.
Well, these children are born in places that are so poverty-stricken, it's sad. We bring them to America so they can have a chance at a better life.
Do any of them steal?
What do you mean?
You know, just wondering, that's all. You can take the gator out of the swamp, but don't be surprised if it bites you through the coffee table, if you know what I'm saying. Speaking of, I think we should cook some up. Oh, yes, some Bobby June's Deep Bayou breaded fried alligator tenderloin scallopini with lemon butter sauce and ranch dressing.
That's right, available in the frozen food aisle of your favorite grocery store.
Okay, let's get that gator out. Oh, you silly girl, it's dead. Oh, Pete killed it this morning, had it flown in special. Now, you've had a tough few months, didn't you? Overdosed or something?
Well, that was an accidental overdose. I accidentally drank an entire bottle of vodka and then ate a fistful of pills while sobbing. It was a total accident. It has nothing to do with my career meltdown or my recent breakup or how I've changed my accent. And the paparazzi just keep hounding me.
Oh, they are something, aren't they? Just wanting to ruin everyone's lives. They put a video of me online saying I was talking hateful. I was talking about gophers and rabbits and things that dig holes in my garden. I hate them varmints. I hate them. That liberal media had a field day. Well, I don't believe the liberal media. The ones that win awards for journalistic investigating. Trash, I call it. I never read the tablets. Now, Samantha, I must see you on every magazine cover in the checkout aisle. One the other day said you had had sex with an alien. Is that true, girl? Was you lonely?
No.
That's what I thought. I saw it and I said, that can't be true. We have to keep things pure. You know, don't go around mixing things that shouldn't be mixed. So tell me about your kids. How many you adopted?
13, and I love every one of them. They each have their own room and their own name. You know, Bobby June, children are tiny little liberals. You have to teach them to stop throwing tantrums and asking for handouts.
Ain't that the truth? Listen, with my kids, I had to teach each of them to beat up their friends and take what they need. Otherwise, they ain't gonna make it in this world. And that is being a parent. All right, let's put some oil in the pot here. How about it? We'll get 2 gallons of pig fat and a bit of beef dripping. I think about it all the time. You know how bad things are. I just want things to go back the way they were. Life was better when I was growing up. Sock hops, drive-ins, drink driving. You know, certain words were okay to say. None of this political correctness. I mean, that's a misnomer if I've ever heard one. Really. Now, you used to be a Vinewood liberal, didn't you?
Oh, yes, Bobby June, and I woke up and saw the error of my ways. It's sad that people are so shallow and petty now, won't even stick by their convictions. Sometimes when I get down, I think about how happy I am with Lawn Bank. I earn frequent flyer miles on every purchase.
Oh, I saw you bleed about that. Now, that's very exciting to see you talk about something you care about so much, like consumer banking.
Yes, and for the record, I would be talking about it even if they weren't paying me.
Let me just add a few sticks of butter here to the sauce, a drop of duck fat. Beautiful, that looks great. It's hard out there, I know. Having a radio show and writing books, blogs, appearing on billboards. I work 18 hours a day. I never took a handout. Fact is, we're fighting the good fight against evil, and liberals are traitors. The founding fathers set a course for this country, and that is to make sure that the rich don't have to pay taxes and women and minorities can't vote. Money and freedom will trickle down, and it's a proven fact that it's the best system of democracy. Journalists are terrorists. They're biased. I'm not biased. It's in my book. You can keep the services. I'll keep my money. Social Security? The fact is, poor people live too damn long, while the rich die young, having been worked to death paying for all these taxes. I've read the reports. They've tried to hide it.
I'm a strict constitutionalist myself. My grandma told me that when we were under the gold standard, you could buy a hamburger for a nickel. A nickel. Everything was clean. It just sounds better.
Well, I can tell you one thing from where I am right here in Bobby June's kitchen. This is how I see it. There's only one foreign policy that's 100% effective, and that's carpet bombing. Now, while this gator cooks, do you want to sing a song for us? I know you're known mostly for pop songs.
Yes, but I did some soul searching with my manager, accountant, and dialect coach, and they said that pop country would open a whole new world for me. So I've changed directions and politics a bit in order to explore this new demographic that doesn't save money and buys all kinds of superfluous stuff and doesn't have a clue what downloading is. This is a song from my new album. It's called I Like Things Just the Way They Are.
Just the way they are. Don't redefine marriage, you're going too far. Life begins as a precious stem cell. I know how to empty that jail, 'cause I'm done paying your sorry rent. Time for some more capital punishment. Let's just keep everything the same. Gonna pray at the start of every football game. Taking things too far, so leave it alone, 'cause I like things
something real beautiful. Wasn't that beautiful, Ricky?
Great.
Thank you, Bobby June. Thank you kindly.
Wasn't that great, girls? Wow, what an end to this show. Here, honey, have a bite of gator. That's ranch dip and that's blue cheese. I know they look similar. Hey, Ricky, get your fat ass out of here, honey. Where's the barbecue sauce? Samantha, I loved it. I just loved it. That's about all the time we've got for today, folks. I love all y'all. Bless your heart and bless your heart, Samantha.
Bless your heart back, Bobby June.
Oh, so fun.
Bless your heart.
If you try and burn our flag, we'll burn your house down with you in it.
You ain't gonna be walking out of here.
96.5 FM, Blaine County Radio, home of the Patriot. If you enjoy the country, breakfast buffets, and off-color jokes, you're in the right place. 96.5 FM, Blaine County Radio. Beyond Insemination, the show hosted by three-time regional amateur speedophile personal watercraft racing champion and All San Andreas Barbecue Sauce Manufacturer of the Year, 1997, 2000, 2003, and ruminant fertility guru, Dwayne Earl.
Well, you stepped in it again. Another episode of Beyond Insemination, the show that breaks down complex life issues and turns them into easy-to-understand analogies of lust, murder, and parenthood in the animal kingdom. Okay. What track are we going to start the show off with today? How about this one? Makes you feel like you're in your own goddamn movie, huh? My movie would be called Dwayne Earl Part 2. Listeners, I want you to imagine this music playing, and I emerge from a yurt dressed as a Roman soldier, and I'm in a pit with a bear, and he's lunging at me with his razor-sharp claws that catch my cheek. Blood begins to run down my face, and I taste it, and my eyes narrow to focused slits, and the crowd of drunken onlookers are screaming for death, and I appease them by springing on that bear's back, slitting his throat, cutting out his heart while still pumping, and sink my teeth into it and hold it up in the air to the cries of the crowd, overtaken by such an emotional spectacle that they are reduced to tears. And two scantily clad women run to my side, each one on the ground clutching a leg, knowing that I am the man. Now that is a movie that would fill up the multiplexes. It also, my friends, is how I spent last night. For reals. Gladiator fight, straight whiskey and frisky chicks. That's how Dwayne Earl rolls. Let's get this going. Dennis, you are on the air. Welcome to Beyond Insemination.
Hey, Dwayne, big fan, man. Really big fan. I love your stuff. Man, I got a photo of you on my wall. Man, I'd let you go with my girl. She does backdoor everything, man. All for you, bro. Anyway, I am so excited right now. I love you, Dwayne. Man, I love you, man. It's like... What are you doing? Hey, Ma! I'm on the goddamn radio. Dwayne!
Wrong show?
That show about animal sex. No, the other show about animal sex. Dwayne, so... Shut up, Ma! Dwayne, I love you. So I was thinking about going to the Cunning Stunt Academy. Didn't you go there?
Well, brother, it is true that I was destined to be an alumni of that prestigious institution. Some will tell you that I flunked out of the Cunning Stunt Academy. That is only true in a manner of speaking. They burdened me with low grades because of the fantastic things I achieved. I was better than the teachers, and no one could stand the humiliation. None of them could hot dog on a speedophile personal watercraft on dry land, and nobody was prepared to jump out of a car at high speed onto concrete just to win a bet and shatter their pelvis in the process, as I did. I say, screw that place. I lost my big toe to that maneuver, but I would do it again. Dennis, you can do better than that place. Much better. I've said it before, and I will say it again. To make something proper of yourself, you don't need schooling. You need a pack of smokes and a wild animal to wrestle. Every man should exhibit his dominance over each member of the animal kingdom. When it is complete, I would invite you to my roadside theme park called Dwayne Earl's Ark. In it, we will have a pair of each and every animal species, and you can pay a fee and you can wrestle with them. From warm-blooded mammals to fierce-fighting reptiles, endotherms to ectotherms, we have the lot. Believe me, I have been humbled by many beasts in my time. But life is, after all, a journey. One of the central tenets of this show is education through nature. There are animals in nature, such as lizards, that specialize in a sit-and-wait hunting strategy, meaning they wait for their prey to come to them. Now, this is a technique that I utilize myself. Just last week, I was on the sofa in my front yard, and a person approached me for directions. Suffice it to say, I pounced like a hungry Komodo dragon, and when that gentleman came to in the trunk of his car many miles away, he was missing the contents of his wallet, his wedding band, and also his MP3 player. Fortunately, predominantly filled with power ballads. Andrea, you're on the line. Welcome to the show. What's troubling you, hot stuff? Tell your Uncle Dwayne.
Hi, Dwayne. Love you. Love the show. Love meth. Anyway, I just don't know what the hell is wrong with my boyfriend. He just ain't into me like he used to be.
My dear Andrea, I believe the helium has gone to your mind bone. I do not host a relationship show. We're here to talk about animal husbandry and the pleasures available only to the man species. Relationships is not something I have any great insight into. When she calls it a relationship, it's time to skip town. Am I right, fellas?
Please, Dwayne. He's a big fan of yours. I'll put him on the line.
Hello?
Who's this?
My name's Owen.
Owen, I am not here to become betwixt you and your lady troubles. I am here to talk about rodeo and gunsmithing and fertilizing the herd.
No, please, Dwayne, I beg of you. You have to help me, man. She's freaking going crazy with those itty-bitty rhinestone kits, that they put downstairs above their intimate venue. It started with hearts and cute shit, but then she got out of control. She does these huge murals, special holiday ones, right, with woodland scenes, with talking squirrels. I just can't take it. Seriously, I can't stand it. It ain't right. Are you with me, right? I mean, that ain't right. Am I right?
Owen, put your woman back on the phone this very instant.
Hello?
Andrea, you have bejazzled your last rhinestone squirrel scene. You hear me, girl? Do you hear me?
Yes.
Listen, women were not meant to make artistic montages around their lady parts, no matter how pretty nor imaginative. All kinds of sparkly things in your thighs and above your lady lips is now, from here on out, banned. It ain't proper. That stuff is for men only. I cannot feel like I'm about to tongue a disco ball. Life is not a hip-hop video. Get rid of the beaver bling. Is that clear, girl?
Yes, Dwayne.
Louder.
Yes, Dwayne.
Now say it like you're enjoying yourself. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Now, dear listeners, I have a confession to make. I am sure this revelation will reduce more than a few of you to tears. I have been diagnosed with a disease. It is something that baffles medical science and kills most people that contract it, but I look at it as a ray of sunshine. I have a great disease, alcoholism. I have won the lottery. I mean, yes, I could have gotten herpes, but I didn't. I probably should have. This disease is great. Sure, I end up sleeping with some ugly chicks, but now that I know the symptoms, I know how to take care of myself. For instance, it is unwise to mix cocaine and grain alcohol for more than 3 days at a time. And that's a fact I have learned. Some fella told me that at one of them meetings. And he gave me a hug and a keychain. Strange business. I do not hug men, no thank you. I hug girls and procreating sows. And the latter only to ease the process as nature intended. I spoon men, just like any other normal fella, but hugging? Hugging, putting your arms around another man? Are you serious? Whatever will they think of next? Who's on the phone and how can we go beyond insemination?
My name ain't important.
Oh, it's my old friend Clarence, everybody. You son of a gun. Clarence is a stand-up guy. I say that even though he is in a wheelchair. Clarence and I fought in the war together, right on the front lines of the war on terror. We drive around at night and join a cold one. If we saw a foreigner acting squirrely, we called 911. Right after we shot him.
Dwayne, I got good news. I don't need the wheelchair no more.
It is a miracle. My prayers have been answered. Many a time when I was down on both knees giving a working girl the business, my mind would turn to you and that you are a cripple that can't enjoy the pleasures of the flesh.
No, I don't need a wheelchair because I got a motorized scooter now. The Relax Power X from Ambulate. Dude, I had that thing lowered, neon, custom paint job, overhauled the engine. You wouldn't believe the mad booty I've been getting lately. Besides, my doctor says I don't need a wheelchair or whatever, and that I can walk just fine. I'm just tired, Dwayne. You know how I do. I like to sit down, have a beer, masturbate, relax.
Oh, that's wonderful news there, Clarence. I love hearing you're getting booty. Thanks for calling into the show, buddy. I love you, always will. We received an electronic message in our inbox last week that says, Dwayne, you are so great on the radio. I was wondering if you've been watching the TV reports about how over in Asia they got the epidemic of bird flu. Well, thanks to everybody for writing in, especially to the listeners asking for a signed photo of my flaccid member. Now on to your question. I do not give a crap if some bird has the flu. Do I pause if a robin sneezes or a parrot coughs? No, I do not. I'm not a veterinarian. The maladies of animals are irrelevant to me. People raised a stink about swine flu, saying it was going to ruin the bacon. That barbecue tastes just fine to me. Let's move to the final portion of our show, Romantic Interludes with Big Dwayne, where I call a previous love interest live on air. Today, I'll be calling Marnie Smith, the cheerleader I went to high school with and harbored feelings for that I kept at bay by throwing Chinese stars at strangers and indiscriminately burning things. But today, I shall fess up, as I have obtained her phone number. I am so excited for this shit.
Hello?
Hello? Marnie.
Yes, it is.
Hello, Marnie. This is Dwayne Earl. And as you can tell by the melodic and poignant music playing in the background, I am about to unleash a barrage of emotion that has been trapped inside of me for these past 20 years. We attended Central High School together, and I sat behind you in science class. And on days where there was a football game, you wore your cheerleader outfit. To this very day, I nearly break out in tears that I have not told you of the thunderous lust you arouse in me. Now, I would not break out in tears for real, as a man's tears are saved in a special place for when his favorite stock car driver loses. But know this. I, as often as this week, have kept you in regular rotation in the Dwayne Earl Spank Bank. I fantasize about you turning around in science class and asking if we can get together and study for the test, and you'd arrive at my domicile, and I'd show you around, offer you a cigarette I had stolen from my stepfather. And in the backyard, I performed feats of greatness, exhibiting my skills at archery, knife throwing, and camouflage face painting in particular. And we'd have a fireworks war with Roman candles, then ride fast on a dirt bike by the stream, and you'd have your arms around me, and I'd pop a wheelie, and you'd fall off the back and break your leg, and I'd console you, and we'd make passionate love in a cloud of exhaust by the dirt bike still running, our youthful giddiness accentuated by the intoxicating fumes. And we're making love, and even though your leg was broken, I'd be unable to discern if your screams are from passion or pain of a femur cracked in two. Anyway, that's just how I saw it.
Aw, Dwayne, that is so sweet.
Thank you for receiving this so elegantly. It has been a mighty burden on me that such fantastic times never did materialize before I began to lose my hair. However, know this, Marnie, I still have a ponytail, and it is one of my most attractive features, especially when I wear a baseball cap.
You should come by for some pie so we can catch up.
I would very much like to embark on this Epicurean endeavor.
You know, Tracy Bish, she used to talk about you. She said you had problems performing.
Tracy Bish is a goddamn liar. And if there were any performance issues, it is because my third brain could predict the future. And it knew she would one day be fat and have that, fat that swings on her woman's arm, and that her breasts would move like woeful pendulums, unable for any self-respecting man to love them. It's a boner killer. Instant futuristic boner killer. I saw the future, and that woman's future self destroyed my boners. Goodbye, Marnie. I will stop by your house soon on my dirt bike. Whew, I hope that cheerleader outfit still fits. This has been this week's episode of Romantic Interludes with Big Dwayne. Let's get on with the show. Next caller.
Hi, Dwayne. Thanks for the show. You know, you always hear about America as the land of the free, but that's bull crap. I got arrested for my religious beliefs. Now, how's the government and politicians going to tell me how many wives I can have? I like having 5 wives, you know? I mean, sometimes they gang up on me and they wrestle me, tie me down. You know, I like women to humiliate me, Dwayne. I mean, really treat me like crap.
Okay, right there. Here's what I don't understand, Hotshot. If you want to have 5 beautiful chicks, that's awesome, and something that I partake in on a regular basis, often after a bowling night when the ladies are all lubed up. But you polygamy guys, I just don't get it.
Why's that?
Well, because every time you see pictures or footage, the women, they're always so frumpy. Get 2 hot chicks, not 5 chubby, hairy ones, and they wear those terrible old lady dresses that cover up the important bits. On my farm, we have a bunch of women, and they work with nothing but a bikini and a gun belt on. And them's the rules because of women's lib. Jeff is on the phone.
Hi, Dwayne. I'm a member of the Ovine Liberation Front. There are some terrible things going on right under our noses. Atrocities on these farms. We've snuck a camera in and are going to expose it. Did you know that they're killing animals on some of these farms and then they eat them? It's like a zombie movie. It's horrible. Everything should be allowed to live. Just think about a world with the streets full of cows and chickens and velociraptors. It'd be great. You could hug them.
Sounds a bit like Australia. That's pretty much the third world, ain't it?
Precisely. What we want is our own world, a fourth world, where we can snuggle with a chicken or a goat, lay in the hay together, where nothing dies.
Listen up, Jeff. You are going to have to understand that the good Lord made natural selection for a reason. It is well known that shark embryos cannibalize their litter mates in the womb, with the strongest one eating all the siblings. My mother was pregnant with triplets, but when she went into labor, only one came out, and that was me. I won. That's the way nature works, son. You can't fight nature, but you can wrestle with it at Dwayne Earl's Art. Stop by and tell Tammy that you heard it on this show, and she will give you a commemorative koozie for your beer so that it will stay cold as you tour the premises. That's about all the time we got this week. This has been Beyond Insemination. I'm Dwayne Earl, and you're not.
This has been Beyond Insemination. You have been inseminated. Blaine County Radio. It's where turkeys like you exercise your democratic right to choose. Thanksgiving or Christmas. Which is it going to be? 96.5 FM. Blaine County Radio.
Oh, yeah!
Home of the Patriot. 96.5 FM, Blaine County Radio, the agenda of billionaires.
Are you about to get some ass whooping?
Presented in simplistic, folksy terms so idiots are convinced to vote for us.
Whoa, yeah!
There we go.
96.5 FM, Blaine County Radio, home of the Patriot. Blaine County Radio, because we know tax is theft and barbecue is king.
Oh, yeah!
Home of the Patriot, Blaine County Radio.